Hello guys, Toxic25 here today. Welcome back to another Plant vs. Zombies video. And before we get into the video, I think you guys know the title already. Before we get into this, I am very sick. Okay, so like I decided not to post for 2 days, but I didn't really think that it was gonna take that long. Like I didn't like for 2 weeks actually. But like then after the 2 weeks, I got sick, and then like I decided not to post anymore. So like this is gonna be my first video that I made that I'm actually sick in for now. So like this is my first video ever since 2 weeks, I think. But anyway, let's go. So if you guys read the title, and if I spelled the title correctly, today I'll be trying to piece together the Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare franchise's storyline. So I'm just gonna say guys all the games that we have. So we have Plant vs. Zombies, mobile games. Plant vs. Zombies All About Time mobile. Plant vs. Zombies Heroes. Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and now Plant vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. So before we get into this, I'm like interrupting my speech so much. I've been playing a lot of Plant vs. Zombies, and I've made my pea shooter into Master. So I made my my pea shooter now Master. So in this gameplay, you're gonna see me actually play him. So anyway, back to the actual theory. So we have the mobile games, the console games, and that's basically what we're gonna draw a line there. Let's get into this now. So the very first game of the franchise was Plant vs. Zombies, or the mobile game. So we can say that is the first thing in our timeline. Plant vs. Zombies. Not much story there, just Dave planting plants and zombies and stuff. But like, how were the zombies made? That's the question. But like, I'm gonna post a separate video for me explaining what I think or how I think the zombies came to be in the Plant vs. Zombies universe. So anyway, now Plant vs. Zombies All About Time. Now this is where everything stands on. My whole theory is gonna stand on everything in this game. So the first thing that there is in this game is Dave now has a time machine that he calls Penny, and from that on. From Plant vs. Zombies All About Time mobile, and from Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 till Plant vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, we have talked, like, we've seen the time machine, also known as Penny. So basically, I'm gonna do a little summary for the game about Plant vs. Zombies All About Time. It's basically Dave has a time machine. He goes to different times trying to find back his taco and stuff. So like, he lost his taco, and now he's traveling through time to try and relive, I guess, the moment of that glorious taco. So anyway, in the actual game, there's Penny. One time, I think Penny asks Dave, am I Zomboss's daughter, quote unquote daughter, because she is a machine. And Dave ignores her, not to say the answer to that question. After the battle, Penny asks the question one more time. Also, if you guys don't know, if you guys are paying attention, Penny is the time machine. So Penny asks Dave, am I Zomboss's daughter, in a different way? And he still ignores her. So there must be some backstory. So let's just assume that yes, Penny is in fact Penny is in fact created with Zomboss's materials, because if we go to Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, I think the Zomboss has his own time machine. I haven't played Garden Warfare 2 in a while, so like I'm gonna assume that. So that we're gonna leave it as that for now for Plant vs. Zombies. It's All About Time mobile, and we're gonna move on to Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Now, this was the major change for the franchise, because it was no more just just place plants as your defense and hope that everything goes good. No. This was a whole new strategy game. This was something else. Now, I've seen a lot of theories that they're saying that since Dave was messing with time, going to different dimensions, doing different kind of things, to time, he messed up the timeline, and now only plants and zombies are remnant of the world. But that is not true, because if we go to the line of story right now, that's basically first game Plants vs Zombies 2 All About Time, Garden Warfare 2, and then Battle for Neighborville. It makes no sense, because we have a mission in Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville that we need to collect 10 cassette tapes and bring them to a human that's hiding. So that theory doesn't make any sense anymore. But I propose a different theory that might make more sense than that. So now let's turn our attention over to Plants vs Zombies Heroes. One of the best games I think that I've ever played on mobile, I'm pretty sure. Besides Minecraft. I don't have Fortnite, so Minecraft. But in Heroes, basically, Zomboss creates a machine to turn zombies into super zombies, like super brains. And since Zomboss so it malfunctioned, and we have it blew up, and now we have like Green Shadow, Solar Flare, Spudo, Nightcap, all those kind of guys in Plants vs Zombies Heroes. Now, the Plants vs Zombies Heroes, Dave was telling the super plants to actually get materials so he can fix his time machine, aka Penny. And I haven't really completed the game. I haven't really completed the game, so let's just assume that the plants get the materials and Dave starts rebuilding his time machine. Now, I just want to point out that one event in Plants vs Zombies Heroes just lines up everything else for the rest of my theory. Cause Zomboss basically created something to make plants and zombies into heroes. And now, if we make my timeline, this is what I think. I think that Plants vs Zombies Heroes comes before Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. Hear me out here. It's because in Garden Warfare, we have plants we have plants that have powers. Okay? So the zombies could be explained throughout history, but plants, the other games were just you strategizing, planting plants, and hoping your defense holds up. But this was a whole new meta. So I feel like the Zomboss explosion turned some plants into super plants, but in doing so also turned a couple plants, or a whole species of plants, into not a super plant, but a plant that has a bit of power, a little bit of powers. So that explains why the pea shooter has his hyper jump, his chili bean bomb. It also explains why the plants can plant other plants, because those plants weren't transformed into a plant that can walk on land. Only plants that can be potted. That explains that. And also, so if we go from that, this is basically our timeline. Plants vs Zombies Mobile, first one. Plants vs Zombies 2, All About Time. Plants vs Zombies Heroes. Then Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. And then it's gonna be Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now in Garden Warfare 2 we have Rose, Citron, Colonel Corn, Super Brains, Captain Dead. We have a lot of those guys now. And if you guys actually know, Colonel Corn, Citron, and Super Brains are in fact from the Plants vs Zombies Heroes franchise. So let's say that the Heroes and the Zombie and Garden Warfare 2 is in the exact same universe, or in the exact same timeline as I pointed out. And with Dave finally realizing that, oh yeah, these plants like Citron and Rose are in fact useful and just not good enough fighting with the others, he tells them to go work for the plants, the basic plants like pea shooter, sunflower, and stuff. So that explains why we have the connection to heroes, and that's also why we have little Easter eggs of Plants vs Zombies heroes in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now I just want to say this. From here, it's going to get even more complicated because we have the gnomes. And the gnomes are one of the most complicated things I think I've ever done, I've ever theorized on in my whole life. Because I've theorized on plenty of things. But if I had to decide either the orb in Fortnite or the gnomes from Garden Warfare, I would pick the gnomes to be one of the most hardest and most mysterious characters I think I've ever theorized about. So let's give you some info on the gnomes now. So the gnomes are, gnomes that can travel through time and space. And their leader, the leader is called Gnomus. Wow. So then Dave, with the technology, of course, with Zomboss, and Zomboss with his own technology, creates machines that can be controlled from the actual world into the gnome's dimension. Voila. And since a lot of the things, since Dave kind of messed up time back in Plants vs Zombies, it's all about time, the gnomes are kind of displeased because time was supposed to not roll out like that. Dave was just time, because like once that happened, time was just messed up. And since Dave is still messing with time till this day, because he still has Penny, the gnomes decided to fight back between the zombies and the plants because keep in mind this: the gnomes aren't working for plants or zombies. They're anti-heroes of some sort, because the gnomes see a plant and zombie as something that happened through time, and Gnomus is a god. Let's just say that he's just a god. Okay. I'll probably theorize more on the gnomes later, but like just do the timeline. So the gnomes, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, let's just do that. But now let's go into Plant vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Now hear me out here. What if I told you this? That Plant vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville isn't after Garden Warfare 2, but before Garden Warfare 2. Let me give you an explanation in the next video. Like, my throat is starting to hurt me, okay? So, like, I'm gonna say this like this. Next video, I'll explain why I think that Plant vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville is before Plant vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. So, my stomach's killing me and my throat is killing me. I think you guys can hear my voice a little bit. So, with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.